Hi Quilters, I'm Shelley Robson from the Quilted Forest, and it's time to talk about the 2023 Project of the Month. Last year in 2022, we challenged you to pick 12 projects, and every month we picked a number, and that was the quilt project you worked on that month. So we're going to do that again in 2023. So here is my pile of finished projects from 2022. I gave a few of them away, so I have kind of spacers in here to mark those quilts. But the last quilt that I did in December was this one. And this one is called Modern Mini Squares. And this is one of our patterns from Peachtree Patterns called Modern Mini Squares. And this part of the quilt is using a mini charm pack. And then you use one other fabric, and that's all you need. So that was my final project for 2022. I got them all done. I completed my entire list. My challenge to you is to make a list of 12 projects that you want to get done. Number them 1 through 12. So here is my list for 2023. I have them numbered 1 through 12, and my 12 must-do projects for 2023, and I've listed them. So I know exactly what they are. Sometimes it's just the pattern name. Sometimes I've got the pattern name plus the kind of fabric I'm going to use. Some of these are new projects that I just started, and I want to make sure I get them done. Some of them are, especially this one on the bottom, is from like 12 years ago, and it's time to get it out of the sewing room. Once a month, we are going to pick one of those projects and draw a number. Every month it's going to be a different number. So I have all 12 here so that you can see I've got all the numbers. So no cheating allowed. I don't get to pick which one I want. We're going to put them in a bucket, and then we're going to draw the project for that month that we're going to do. So right now I am drawing the first project for 2023. So which one on my list am I going to work on? Okay, I'll let you see them, but I'm not going to look. All right, so the one that we're working on, project number 5. First project out of the gate in 2023. So for me, that's going to be my Posh by Chez Moi. It's a project I've had probably for 15 years, I think, maybe. It's been a while. So it's time to get that one done. I'm really excited to work on it. Once you've picked your 12 projects, it's important to find a place to put them or a way to store them so you always know where they are, because I know how easy it is to get things lost in the sewing room. Last year, I stored all my projects in separate plastic bags and then had them all in one big tub so I knew where they were. And every month I just went to that tub, pulled through the pile until I found the bag that I needed. This year I'm going a different route. So I have 12 bins, and I've numbered them 1 through 12, and each bin has its own project in. That way, as the year goes on, I'll have empty bins, hopefully, and I can see the pile of empty bins stacking up, and I have one project per bin so that it's easy to see them. They're clear bins, so I know what's in each of them. So this is how I have done it. And I have a couple different sizes because I wanted some bins that would hold bigger projects, and then there are other bins that just have smaller projects in them. So I have mine here. I am all set up with my 12 projects that I want to do. It's nice to feel organized, have a good start to the year, and know what I want to accomplish. Now, some of these are easy projects. Like this one is just pillowcases. And yeah, I could probably do them today if I really wanted to, but I'm going to put them in a bin. I'm going to save it until I get that number drawn. And if I can work ahead on some of the things, I will, because some of them are going to take a lot more time to piece or put together. But I can have it in the bin, work on it a little bit if I have time, and then put it back in the bin so I always know where it's at. I'm going to do a quick little overview so you can see the kinds of projects I've got in my bins. This is bin number 1, and I'm going to be working on a flippin' fat quarters project using a fat quarter bundle here. As you can see, I've already got it cut out, and hopefully when I get to it, it will be easy to put together. Put it back in the bin. Keep it organized. project number 2. Another one of my patterns. I've been meaning to make one of these for a while. And this is called confetti cake. And I'm going to use this layer cake, but I'm going to actually double the size of it. So I'm going to use 2 different layer cakes together. And that is using the Isabella line from Moda. So I've got the regular cotton prints and the wovens. Project number 3, this is going to be a tumbler quilt, and I had cut this out probably 15, 18 years ago, something like that. I used my AccuCut cutter, and it's all these tumblers. I've got the rows put together. All I need to do is sew the rows together and the quilt is done. But it's sat in a bag for a long time. Now it's in this bin and it is going to get done this year. I've even got the binding ready to go. Project number 4. Now this is a special one. I bought a box at an auction place or a antique store or something. And these are old pieces somebody made years and years ago. I'm not exactly sure the time frame these are from. Could have been back in the 30s or 40s, but these are all pieced together, and these are pieced by hand. It's an old quilt top that somebody back then didn't finish, so this isn't even my unfinished project. This is somebody else's unfinished project, but I think it would be fun to get it made, put it together for its intended use, and see how it turns out. So I'm going to work on that this year. That was quite a special find when I saw it in the store. This is project number 5. This is the one I'll be working on in January. This is a fabric line way back when. I think it might have even been one of their first fabric lines. And somebody mentioned to me that they wanted this for their couch, and I put it away and never got it done. And I think their couch needs it this year, so we're going to get that done. I've got the pattern and all the fabric all fit in the bin. This is another special project for me. My grandmother, Alice, was a puff quilter. She liked to make the little puff quilts. And this one was abused and used up, and all the little puffs were little tiny balls inside the squares. So what I have done is taken the quilt apart, and I am going to recut these squares and make a new quilt from the old quilt. So I have, I'm calling this Grandma Alice's project, and I'll be thinking a lot of her when I work on this one. Project number 7. These are some pillowcases that I cut out, meant to give them to my kids for Christmas when I gave them their quilts and didn't get it done. So maybe next Christmas they'll have new pillowcases. Project number 8. This is another one of my patterns. This one that I'm going to work on is using this line of fabric from AGF called Gloria. It's a fat quarter bundle that we have, and the pattern that I'm using is called 7/8, which I thought it was in here. There it is at the bottom, 7/8. It uses a jelly roll for the pattern, but I cut up a fat quarter bundle into the equal amount of strips. So just a little bit different process, but I'm going to get that one done. Beautiful fabric. All right, project number 9. I have been working on this one for quite some time. It's my Farm Girl vintage blocks. I have all the blocks made. I just need to get them put together in quilt form. So hopefully that one will be done this year too. They're so sweet, and I love seeing the blocks, but I put some extra room in this bin for when I have to cut out all the sashing and the backing and that kind of thing. Left a little more room for piecing it together. Project number 10. I cut this one out when I was at quilt camp last fall and never got to it, so it's going in the bin so I get to it. This is a pattern we have called Quirky Quarters. I am using the Flight Path fabric bundle by AGF. That one shouldn't take too long to put together, but again, I didn't get it done when I cut it out, so it goes in the bin. project number 11. If you followed our block of the month last year, you might recognize this block. This was one of our blocks. And I made some scrappy ones to just show the block in other colors and a way that you could use the pattern. So as I was making these blocks, I decided I wanted to make a whole quilt out of it. But when I was in the throes of getting the block of the month together, I didn't have time to do it then. So it's going in the bin and I'm gonna work on it this year. The last project I have for 2023 are these blocks that I found in my sewing storeroom upstairs, and it's leftover stack and whack blocks that I think I made extras and I didn't use them all in the quilts, or maybe I never made the quilts. I'm not quite sure. So we're gonna do something with these and get them used up. So I don't really have a plan for this. I guess I will figure that out when I get to project number 12. One thing I do to help me keep track of my projects and my year and how it's going is I keep kind of a journal of what's going on with my projects. So this is my journal from 2021. You can see it's all filled up. I had a lot of fun putting that together. And this is my journal from 2022. And we did a video last year. This is the journal cover we made in the video. And all it is a journal cover, a fabric cover for a, all it is a fabric cover for a composition book. And there's some spots to put pens. And then through the year, I had stickers and things that I would put in it so that I could remember, you know, what month I'm working on, that kind of thing. So some of the things that I put in here are when I have gotten a project done, I take a picture, I add little pieces of like the labels, receipts sometimes, that kind of thing. I have stickers, scrapbooking things that I put in. I put in some family stuff. I put in some friend things. I have, haven't done this yet, but I've used stickers in the past, but I found some stampers and I want to use those a little bit this next year. Every time I finish a project, I paste a picture of it in the book and then I write a little bit about it, maybe when I started it, the fabric line that I'm using, who I'm giving it to, whatever information I want to be able to remember. Here's another page where I just put in the block of the month. I had been working on it that day. Just so you get an idea of the kind of fun I had putting it together. It's just a little bit of everything. Family stuff, friend stuff, anything interesting that was going on. I even managed to fit in a vacation and threw some of those pictures in. And all I did was take pictures from my phone and just print them right on my computer, or I would go get pictures printed at Staples or something like that. And see, there's my cute little doggy. Just put a little fun stuff in there. And it's really fun to see it get filled up over the year. And I really am glad I started doing this. So I've got 2021, 2022, and this one at the end of the year will be a lot thicker. We'll leave a link in the description below for the tutorial on how to make a journal cover. All you need is a composition book with the lines and some fabric. Other things to look for this year on our YouTube channel. We are going to do some more Block of the Month series. We're going to start a new one this year. We're going to have 3 colorways again. This year I'm going to show you 3 different ways to finish the blocks when you get to the end of the year. They're going to be all one size block, and then, like I said, 3 different ways to finish those 12 blocks. So be on the lookout for that. We're going to have some new mystery series. We have 3 different ones I have kind of in the works. We will continue our Block of the Month series for the Celebrating the States. That one's been a lot of fun. We've got 13 blocks so far, so this year we'll add another 13 blocks. So every month is 1 block, except for 1 month there will be 2 blocks. And we will, of course, continue to do some unboxings, some tutorials, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So just keep tuned into our YouTube channel on The Quilted Forest. Make sure you've subscribed. Make sure to come back at the beginning of the month all year long so that we can pick our project of the month number. This month, January, it's project number 5. Don't forget, get to work on project number 5. Thanks for watching and happy quilting.